And welcome, everybody. Glad to have you with us today. We're going to be talking about wars and rumors of wars. What is the day? Is this the 15th? This 17th. Is the 17th, June 17th today. Mm-hmm. Now, when you folks are watching this, or you on the radio listening to this, it'll be a couple weeks from now. And maybe everything will change, but we're at war. Israel and Iran at war. As of today, June 17th, Trump is meeting with his cabinet members and deciding how far we want to get into this. And I've got my opinions. Doc has opinions. You have opinions. And but you know what? The biggest opinion that matters here is the nation of Israel that's under attack from Iran every day of the year.
From one direction or the other.
How long would America put up with that? We wouldn't put up with that for 2 days.
No.
And I mean, Trump already said if they hit one of our bases over there, they'll pay for it. Mm-hmm. And but they hit Israel every day, and everybody wonders why Israel's attacking.
Israel has to get permission from the United States to even do what they do.
Yeah,
that shows you that Gentile rule still trumps.
Yeah, and of course, I'm looking at the map here. You got Iraq and Syria in the way. Mm-hmm. If they're going to fly the planes, which they do, you have to get permission to fly over somebody's country. And they say that's one of the problems with Iran. They don't have permission to fly through Syria and Iraq. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so they're limited how they can fly.
Well, they don't have many things to fly.
No, they're from the 70s.
Yeah, and I think most of them's already been destroyed, but missiles is a different situation. Yeah. But
Well, before we get into this, Doc, so we don't forget, you got a little red gadget over there. Tell
I want to remind our folks again about the little radios for the mission field. They just put a little flash drive or a mini drive inside that little slot there of whatever language that goes into remote areas where many times they have nothing. And it'll have the Bible in their language. It'll have a message or two in their language and the plan of salvation several ways and times in that. It can charge up by the sun. It can charge up by cranking it, or it can have batteries in it. It is a full radio as well, and it has a flashlight on it. But missionaries are giving these into the villages all over the world in third world countries, and it's an amazing tool to get the gospel. About $25 helps buy one and get it to the field.
Doc, my wife just told me we've sold over $2,000.
Yes. I've collected over $2,000, and all of that's already been sent. All of that has already been in these, and most of those are already on the field somewhere in South America.
So, folks, none of this money stays with Spotlight. We don't get it. I don't even see it.
It comes through my bookstore and goes right straight to the ministry that does this for the missionaries.
The $25 pays for that radio and gets it to the field.
Yes.
And we've done, I don't know how many that is. That's a lot.
It's a lot. And,
over 2,000 is quite a few of them.
And we're thankful for those that have. And nearly every week I'll get somebody that'll bring $150, $200, whatever, and we just send it right straight on.
Yeah. Now I'm reading a headline here. Trump urges Iran, this is June 17th now, so this is old news. Trump urges Iran and Israel to make a deal, but warns it's possible we could get involved.
Yep.
And what Israel wants is the bunker buster.
Yeah.
Now I heard on the news, that Israel has some, but they're not big enough. America's got the only one.
Yeah, the only one, and I watched a video clip of that thing, and it is amazing what it can do.
Well, they say this thing is a half mile under the earth.
Yeah, they say that, but I'm not. Iran says a lot of things. But anyway, it's at Fordo over there, outside of that little village of Fordo, that particular one that they're dealing with. And all of these right now in the western, there's 4 locations that are actually in the territory of ancient Elam.
The reason I keep looking, I was trying to see your microphone. I don't know if it's moved on you. Is that where you wanted it?
I got it over here.
All right, because I couldn't see it. I thought it had fallen off. I wanted to, okay, just checking, make sure that's still there.
I think they can hear me.
Yeah.
Well, they'll hear me through you anyway.
We're going to be doing a TV show, in fact, 2 of them,
Yes.
on this thing about Elam, which is Iran in the Bible.
It is now the southwest corner of modern Iran.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a map of it here, and I know you got some slides for the TV show, but it's right there, just in the northern end of the Persian Gulf there. It's near Kuwait, really. Kuwait is all in that area. Yes. So we're going to be discussing what's going on with Jeremiah 49, the prophecy there. And
we're going to talk about 48 and 49. Yes.
Yeah. And I can't wait to do that. I don't know how far you want to go with it in this update, but share a little bit with the audience here what this prophecy of Jeremiah 49 may mean.
Well, of course, Jeremiah 48 and 49 list really 5 different, we would call them nations at the time. You've got Moab, and you've got Ammon, and you got Edom, and then you got Elam, and then before
Babylon,
that you also had Kedar in there, and so these are all listed there, and they are all of these are actually located in the property that God gave to Abraham.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And we often refer to the prophecy of Elam here in the last 5 verses of chapter 49. And 70 years, 68 or so years after this prophecy was written, ancient Elam, which if you know your Bible a little, you know all the way back to chapter 11, you're going to find Elam is a part of the Confederacy that's going to come against the Promised Land, so to speak, and they're going to destroy Sodom and the 5 cities in the valley there. Elam was one of the ancient nations. It takes you all the way back to chapter 10 of the book of Genesis. But 65 to 70 years or so after this prophecy was given, the Persian kingdom absorbed Elam into its kingdom. So when you hear in the Bible Persia, you can always, if you wanted to write out beside it,
Iran. Yeah.
Iran. And so the prophecy of Elam today would be a prophecy against Iran.
And I know I was doing some study on this, and I believe the name changed to Iran was 1935.
Somewhere along in there.
Yeah. And then, of course, the big change in 1979 with the Ayatollah and all that.
Right.
There was a big...
of course, if you studied the history of it, you realize that these are Persians.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, and my memory isn't what it used to be, but I think they're descendants of Joktan, out of Japheth. And what people don't often realize is that Persians are not Arabs. And so the Arabs, Ishmael's descendant, is the designer of Islam. And so they are Arabs, and they view the Persians as having hijacked their religion. This is why the Sunni...
That explains why Persia, or Iran, and Saudi Arabia and all them, they don't get along.
They're at odds.
I never realized that.
There were 4 breakups of the Islamic Empire whenever their leader passed away. And 2 major sects. We hear often about the Alawites, which were the ones that were basically up in Syria. And I can't remember who the 4th one was, but you have the Sunnis, which is about 80% of all the Islamic Arabs are Sunni. And then you have the Shiites, or the Shias, which are basically here. And they're the ones that have had their pockets in Hezbollah and Hamas. These are all pockets. And so This is why Israel has basically been given carte blanche to do whatever you want to do to destroy from the Arabs. You can fly over our land, you can do whatever you want, because they're not friends. Now, in the end, there's going to come a time, because Islam is going to become stronger than their historical opposition to each other. But at this point, the Arab Sunnis, they do not like the Shiite Persians. And so the prophecy that we'll be talking about in the next couple of weeks of Elam, and we'll be looking at some pictures of where these atomic plants are and the research thing. And you're going to discover that and one that we're hearing a lot about, the bunker buster you talked about at Fort On, that's in ancient Elam.
Now, there was just an earthquake on the 16th.
Yes.
This is the 17th. It was yesterday. Mm-hmm. There were two earthquakes, a 2-point-something and a 4-point-something. Mm-hmm. Now, that could have been bombs.
It could have been triggered by, it was no doubt an earthquake. It wasn't bombs that was registering.
Yeah.
But the bombing could have maybe caused that. Yeah. But it's not uncommon for earthquakes to be in that mountainous area to start with.
Yeah.
The geologic layout of all of that over there, we don't hear a lot about it, but you remember 3-4 years ago, just up north of that in Turkey, 7-point-something, yeah, and the terrible devastation there.
I think that's Noah's Ark trying to get back up to the surface.
Yeah, well, by some people, they think they found it out in the plains, but they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, what we're seeing, I'm convinced, and we'll be looking at it a little closer. I'm convinced because in chapter 49, and let me see if I can find it, the last, verse 30, verse 35, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I will break the bow of Elam, the chief of their might. Now, terminology of prophecy, we've often said, is written in a language that every era of time would understand.
Yeah. Everybody knows what a bow is.
But today,
a weapon of war.
But today we don't use bows and arrows in war. It's amazing that, and we didn't read it, but anyway, 33 or 35% of all of the launching pads of Iran have already been destroyed. What is a launching pad? It's the bow for the missile as an arrow.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced you're watching, and I've been teaching this for 10 or 12 years at least, maybe longer, that there'll be a time somewhere coming when Iran's nuclear program will be attacked and their bow will be broken. And I think that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. Well, we're about out of time. Folks, if you're listening on the radio, you're really going to miss something if you don't get on the YouTube channel, because the TV show that's also on YouTube, Doc's got like 10 slides. And we're going to be a lot of information, and it's hard to follow if you can't see. I'd encourage you to find our YouTube channel and get on there and follow along there. All right, well, appreciate you listening in. We'll be back again next time for some more on this. And until then, keep your eyes on them skies.